Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to a pretty new video. I seriously always say a pretty new video, even though it's the newest video, so welcome to a new video. Yeah, by the way, I will say, alrighty then, let's talk about the 970 GTX one. So, yeah, I actually took this, what you can hear right now, at a different time, so yeah, sorry for that. Alrighty then, let's have a look at the GTX970 SC. It's not a TI, it's just a superclocked version. But anyway, so I went out recently to get me a new graphics card to be prepared for GTA 5 when it's about to be released in January 2015, I think? Yeah, we have 2014, so yeah, definitely 2015, if they don't postpone it or anything like that. So I got me a GTX 970 SC from EVGA, and I was actually like, I was thinking I will get a ton more FPS in Battlefield 4. So I've upgraded from a GTX 660 Ti, well, from EVGA as well, and I was playing on pretty much everything set to low in Battlefield 4, just to get my 120 FPS, because I have a 120, well, it's actually 144 Hz monitor, and I was hoping that I will get stable 120 FPS all the time without any drops or anything like that. But when I installed the graphics card itself, and when I started the game for the very first time after reinstalling, so running a clean install of the latest driver, and I was starting the game, I was firing all that up, and what I actually saw was not what I was expecting to see. I actually got less frames per second than with my GTX 660 Ti. Yes, less frames per second, which is, in my opinion, ridiculous. And not only that, no, I actually get a lot of frame drops, so it drops very often down to 60 FPS per second. It didn't happen with my GTX 660 Ti. I mean, sometimes, on really rare occasions, it did happen, but most of the times it was actually stable at 100 FPS minimum and always sticking at around 120 FPS. So I obviously opened a forum thread and I was asking if anybody else is experiencing that issue. And the first, well, pretty much the first couple of people who were posting or answering that first post, or that initial post, just said that your CPU is throttling. Alright, so my CPU is bottlenecking my graphics card. They didn't even know which CPU I'm using, so I told them, well, I have a GTL. No, the GTX is the GPU, it's not the CPU. So I told them that I have a AMD, oh no, sorry, it's an AMD FX 8320. Oh, Jesus, what's wrong today? I'm really tired today, I think you can tell already. So I'm using a AMD FX 8320, which is overclocked to 4.5 GHz and cooled with a, which one is it? It's a Corsair H110, so a dual 140 radiator, which is nice. Seriously, I'm really tired, so please forgive me. But anyway, so everything is running actually really stable and it should be just fine. So they said, no, it's an AMD CPU, which is too slow, it's bottlenecking, and it's shit. Okay, yeah, so you probably know that stuff. It's the usual stuff you hear when you're using an AMD CPU. But no, that is actually not the case. It's actually not bottlenecking at all. So I was playing a few older games and I'm experiencing the exact same issues, but actually they are worse in older games. So in games with which I actually got a few hundred FPS with the GTX 660 Ti. 660 Ti, yeah. Obviously I'm saying that a couple of times just to make sure that you know which card I was using. So I actually went back to those older games and tried them and actually get ridiculous FPS. To give you an example, with Lord of the Rings, I think it's War in the North? War of Mordor? I don't know how you call that in English. But it's one of those strategy games, and I actually got stable 24 FPS per second, and with my GTX 660 Ti I actually got 68, which is still quite low, but a lot more than what I get with the 970. And I'm expecting actually that the 970 is a lot faster than the GTX 660 Ti. Yes, I'm saying the name again. Oh, seriously, I should stop. But anyway, So I was googling around, obviously. I mean, I know how to use Google and I'm not that thick. So I was googling around and I actually found a forum thread in the NVIDIA forum where a lot of people are posting and stating the exact same issues, like which I'm experiencing. And nobody's actually acknowledging them. Not at all. Nobody is reacting to it. Nobody from NVIDIA is saying or losing or just dropping any words of it. So in my opinion, it seems that the graphics card is actually optimized only for one specific CPU, which is obviously from the Intel range. Obviously. I mean, Intel is obviously the most popular, and yes, Intel CPUs are faster than AMD CPUs. We all know that, but obviously, I get proper performance out of my AMD CPU, which is not bottlenecking my 970, and I paid only half the price for it compared to an AMD to an Intel CPU. And obviously, you need to consider the motherboard and the RAM and all that shit. So yeah, AMD, I'm fine with that. So I actually was trying to see where the issue is coming from, and I was running a benchmark, a GPU benchmark. You may know it. It's called Unigine Valley. Is it called Unigine? No, Heaven Valley. No, I've forgotten the name. I don't know. It's that one in the forest and the mountains, and you know what I mean? Yeah. I should have looked up the name before I started doing or making this video. Anyway, so I was Unigine Valley. Yes, it's definitely Unigine Valley. So I was running the benchmark, and I actually saw that the GPU is maxed out at 100% GPU usage, and the CPU is, I don't actually know which. Well, the CPU obviously wasn't running at full speed, so it was using 4 cores, but I don't know at which percentage they were, so there were still 4 cores left. So 4 cores not used at all, and 4 cores maxed out pretty much. I think they were maxed out, which is absolutely fine. I mean, they are to be maxed out, aren't they? So I'm actually sitting right here and I'm thinking about 2 issues. The very first one is that the driver is not optimized at all at the very moment. So that the driver is not using the full potential of the graphics card if it's combined with an AMD CPU or with some kinds of CPUs. Because in the NVIDIA forum, some people are actually using Intel CPUs, so like an i7, older generation one, or an i5, newer generation one, and they do experience the exact same issue. So I'm thinking that NVIDIA has not optimized the driver at all, yet, at least. But I really want to know why they don't acknowledge it and say, yeah, we do have an issue, or at least some people do experience those issues, and we know about them, and we will fix it, just like we did with the 600 range. But they don't. They don't do the same like they did with the 600 range, and it kind of gets me scared that they actually don't want to do anything about that. They just keep on pushing out new drivers for new games, but don't fix the existing issues. And yes, it was 350 euros, which I'm now very scared that I just shot them in the ocean, basically. You know, I have an ocean just around the corner. If you watch all my other videos, you may know about it. But still, 350 euros, that's quite a lot of money, to be honest. So, yeah, what do you guys think? Do you experience any of those issues? If so, please leave a comment right here, or leave it in the NVIDIA forum. I will drop the link somewhere in the description if you may know what the description is. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you do not experience those issues with the very poor performance of the GTX970, or the poor driver performance at least. I hope you're all fine and all that stuff. I'm very slowly recovering from what I've told you in my previous video, and I think I will be back in front of the camera very soon. If I'm not dead, I'm just on holiday, which I'm going to very soon as well. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope I see you in the next one. Well, goodbye, I think. Yeah, see ya. Cheers. Bye. Problem is, I seriously don't know how to end anything. So I don't know how to end the video and how to say goodbye and all that stuff. So, yeah.